All right, 2-minute offense. Let's get into this. So UFC Fight Night. Alistair Overeem beat Augusto Sakai. I mean, I watched this one in the Vegas casino. I actually had money on Alistair Overeem. I'm so lucky because the first 2 rounds he was getting whooped, low key. He was getting whooped, and I was like, man, this is crazy because I'm over here. Overeem is the favorite. I want to say I bet a good 50 on him or 100. I can't remember what it was. It was 50 or 100 on Alistair Overeem. First 2 rounds, he's getting whooped, man. I mean, it was like, what the heck is going on? Third round, he started to pick it up. Fourth round, I was like, okay, now he got it he got it. I think he won round 3. Round 4, right near the end of the round, he took down Augusto Sakai, and easy takedown and started beating him up. And I mean, honestly, Herb Dean probably could have called it then. I think it was Herb Dean that was refereeing the fight. I was watching on my phone, so cut me some slack. Anyways, Sakai made it to the fifth round, barely, just barely, man. He got hit with some big shots at the end of the fourth round. Was getting busted up. So going into the fifth round, I was like, okay, we need to finish. I'm trying to get this money. I had already just won another fight bet early in the night. I think it was prelim. But anyways, in the fifth round, Overeem goes right back to the takedown, easy takedown, and ends the fight there with some good ground to pound. So Alistair Overeem positions himself again with a pretty good win over Sakai, who was an up and comer, to position himself again for a fight for the title. I think he's trying to make his one last push for the title, and Overeem is a legend in the game, a legend in the fight game. So it's always fun to watch him. Something always happens. Good or bad for him, something always fun happens when you watch Alistair Overeem. So big ups to him. Novak Djokovic, default in the U.S. Open. I don't know if you guys watched this one. He, out of frustration, he took a ball out of his shorts and just hit it. He just hit the ball without looking, and then when he looked, it hit a lady in the neck. Like that was like one of the officials. So if you ask me, I was just kind of like, man, that mess is so weak. But at the same time, I don't know how that feels taking a tennis ball. It wasn't full speed, but taking a tennis ball straight to the throat like that lady did. If you guys watch it, he hit her dead on in the throat. Again, it was unintentional, but they set the standard with him and hit him with the default, so he was sent home after that. And he's not going to win clearly because he can't play. He got sent home. But Novak Djokovic, it was a funny series of events. Hopefully the lady is okay, but from the outside looking in, it's like, come on, man, like you're gonna let him go for that? Like we knew it was an accident. At first, I was like, the lady act like she got shot in the throat, but at the same time, I've never taken a tennis ball right on the throat, so I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. She was sitting for a few minutes, and I'm not gonna say that she's weak for that, but initially I was kind of like, what the heck? But this also goes to the media. So when I actually read this story, I was thinking the way they wrote it in the media is that Djokovic like freaking served one right into her throat, like on purpose. But if you look at it, it was an accident, a complete accident. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. So the Denver Broncos actually will be losing Von Miller for the rest of the season. Unfortunately, I think Denver had some big plans to make some noise in the AFC West, and I honestly would have went with that as well because Denver lost a lot of games last year, less than 4 points. All their games were very close. Never got blown out one time. Played Kansas City pretty tough, but as for Von Miller, he will be out for the season, according to Adam Schefter. Broncos outside linebacker Von Miller injured a tendon in his ankle on the last play of practice. He's expected to need surgery and is likely to end his season. So unfortunately, the Broncos will be missing out on their best pass rusher, Von Miller, but hopefully Bradley Chubb, their first rounder from a couple years back, is able to, pick up his game and become the new Von Miller. I mean, he's not going to be Von Miller, but at least try to make up for some of that production. I mean, they drafted him top They drafted him top 10. I want to say it was top 5. I want to say they drafted him number 5, but I think it was number 5 that year. So they drafted him top 5. He needs to deliver top 5 type production. So Bradley Chubb, there's going to be a magnifying glass on him. Adrian Peterson was released by the Washington football team and then was shortly signed with the Detroit Lions. That is interesting for fantasy football implications for those of you that have either of those Lion running backs that potentially could be splitting carries now with Adrian Peterson. So you got Kerryon Johnson, and I cannot remember for the life of me that running back's name from Georgia that went to the Lions. They just drafted him in the second round. For those of you who know what I'm talking about, I'm gonna search his name up because I'm not gonna let this one go. Running back, rookie. Let's see. DeAndre Swift. There you go. So now you got a 3-headed running back monster. Just in case someone gets injured, you got Adrian Peterson as a insurance policy, and Adrian Peterson is still trying to shoot for that rushing record. He still needs about over 4,000 yards, so he still needs about 4, almost 5 seasons to hit that. I don't know if he's there, but I mean he's still playing. It's Adrian Peterson. If anybody could do it, it's gonna be him. I've seen this fool tear his whole knee like at the end of the season, and they come back the next season and almost break the rushing record. So Adrian Peterson got my respect, and I'm not going to doubt him because he always proves me wrong and everyone else. Leonard Fournette was also cut by Jacksonville Jaguars. What the hell are they doing? They didn't trade him. They just cut him flat out, and he signed with the Buccaneers. So now the Bucs have Ronald Jones. They got LaShawn McCoy. They got Leonard Fournette to go with Tom Brady and the crew. I mean, the Bucs on offense is loaded, so I don't want to hear anything about the Bucs and Tom Brady. They have all the weapons. This is the best weapons that Tom Brady has ever had in his career. And the Bucs, their offense should be solid. We'll see if their defense is able to hold up. It's gonna be it's gonna be a tough first week matchup, and we're gonna know exactly where the Bucs stand after week 1 because they go into New Orleans to go against the Saints and Drew Brees. I'm not touching that game. I'm not touching that big game as far as betting because it could go either way. There's too much uncertainty with the Buccaneers, and the Saints have a good squad, man. They got Michael Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders. They got all those guys. Alvin Kamara is supposed to be re-signing with the Saints after reports came out that they were trying to trade him, which made 0 sense. It's going to be a good matchup. So I'm interested to see how that one turns out. That's a game that I'll be watching very, very closely. And then lastly, for the 2-minute offense, even though it's been a lot longer than 2 minutes, Cam Newton has been named the starter of the New England Patriots, beating out Jarrett Stidham. I'm wrong. I picked Jarrett Stidham to win the starting job. Cam Newton has won the job. Will be the starter week 1 against Miami. So we'll see how Cam Newton does. They're saying that he is more motivated than ever, practicing with his teammates, being a leader, and just being professional. So it's good to hear. Cam Newton is just trying to. He's on a 1-year deal, so he's trying to. It's a prove it deal, and he's trying to show that he has a lot left in the tank as far as being an NFL starting quarterback. So I have nothing to say, but hoping him the best, Cam Newton. Touchdown segment, Cristiano Ronaldo scores his 100th international goal in Cristiano Ronaldo fashion. For those of you that have seen it, it's like a penalty kick, and he kicks it over that front line, and it just curves right into the corner of the goal, right over the goalie's hands. I mean, dude is like, if not the best soccer player ever, one of the best for sure. He is going to be on the Mount Rushmore of soccer. Cristiano Ronaldo scores his 100th international goal in only a fashion that he would. So big ups to him. The goal was insane. I mean, for those of you that have not seen it, make sure you Google that because it was legitimate. Like that's the GOAT right there. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button for more fire sports takes. And for those of you on the go, make sure you subscribe to our full show, which airs every Thursday on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and a bunch more. Until then, I'm chucking it up, and I'll see you guys next time.